Hey guys, Long Live Games Guy here, and this is not the 100 subscriber special that I promised y'all. That will be out. I'm trying to get it out by Christmas, but it might take a while. So if not, if I do not get it out by Christmas, I'm going to try to at least get it out by New Year's or yeah. So pretty much either Christmas or New Year's. So uh pretty much this video is it's just me counting down my favorite games of the decade. I have gameplay in the back for you all to enjoy. You know, I like when other YouTubers do that, so I'm like, you know what? I might as well do it too. So, yeah. So, favorite new, best games of the decade, top 10, my personal list. So, yeah. Don't get triggered if I do not have your favorite game on here or whatever. So, start off with number 10. So, I think for my number 10, it's going to have to be Battlefront 2. Star Wars EA Battlefront 2. And, you know, that's weird, right? Since you're saying like, oh, didn't everyone hate that game? Oh, didn't you just make like a month ago make a couple of videos saying how pointing out the game's bugs and flaws, doing nothing but pointing out the game's bugs and flaws? Yes, I did do that because at the time I made those videos, this game, the developers released this game that pretty much made it into a crashing, lagging piece of crap. And back in 2017 and 18, I didn't mind the game at all. I loved the game. It was only that time period where I was like, man, this is trash. And so I actually installed it until like, I don't know, like this month. I installed it like early November to like this week. I just reinstalled it because of all the new because of the cool stuff that was coming out with Rise of the Skywalker. I was just, like, shoot, this looks really cool. Guess it's time to reinstall the game. So, why is this number 10? The reason why it's number 10 is because this is by far, despite this game's flaws, this is by far one of the best Star Wars properties to come out this whole decade. This whole decade. This is by far probably, like, this, if you are a Star Wars fan, and I'm like a casual Star Wars fan, like I'm not, I love the original trilogy. I'm a fan of Star Wars. I watched the Clone Wars, but I'm not really like an expert. Like, don't go to me if you want to know. I don't know what happens to Finn and Rey after the friggin' Last Jedi. I don't know. I don't know what I'm about to know, but don't ask me about like any stuff that like an expert would know. I know, bad example there, but pretty much, in a nutshell, Battlefront 2 is by far one of the best FPSs, in my opinion, to come out this decade, because there's just so much content. Like, every year there's just so much content, and you think with the horrible reception this game got back in 2017 that the developers would be like, well, skip this game on to the next project. No, they kept improving the game, and today this is the best it's ever been. Like today, right now, this is the best it's ever been ever. So I definitely recommend this game to anyone who likes Star Wars, or even doesn't like Star Wars, but just likes first-person shooters in general. Like, heck yeah, I would recommend this game. Like, by far, this is one of the best, in my opinion, one of the best first-person shooters to come out this decade. Alright, so on to number 9. So, number 9 to come out this decade is Batman Arkham City. By the way, I will not have footage for all these games, or even most of these games, so, let's just get that out of the way. That may annoy some people, but, I'll have the editing down, but, yeah, so, by far, number 9 is Batman Arkham City. Because Batman Arkham City is like, in my opinion, it's probably the best Batman game. Like, I'm thinking real hard about that, so now I'm like, is this the best Batman game? Is this really the best Batman game, like, ever? And I'm gonna say yes to that. I feel like this is the best Batman game to ever come out, if you don't include, like, stuff like I don't know, like, stuff like Injustice or whatever. Like, even so, it's still the best. This is still the best Batman game to ever come out. Its combat is really good, and it's not as good as Arkham Knight's. Like, Arkham Knight's is, my gosh, it's so satisfying. But this game was the lead up to that. And, this game, it expanded, like, that's my thing with this game. It expanded the world of Batman. It introduced us to, Gotham, to Arkham City, which was, like, just kind of like, knockoff, like, kind of like a mini city inside of the city, but, like, it introduced to the world of Arkham City, and, like, all the cool stuff you can do, and it introduced us to, like, a ton of cool villains, like Penguin and Mr. Freeze. Joker's always a plus, and plus the twist of Arkham City with Clayface and all that, like, the twist with that is like, wow, this is truly one of the best Batman games, and probably has one of my favorite openings of any Batman game ever. One of. I think the best one goes to Arkham Knight. I feel like the best opening goes up with Arkham Knight. I feel like Arkham Knight's perfectly establishes, the villain's powers, and how, I feel like it establishes the threat of the villain. But Arkham City's is definitely a close second. Alright, speaking of the Arkham games, now, I just said Arkham City was the best Batman game ever, right? So, why am I putting Arkham Knight higher at number 8? Now, this is just a personal thing. Riding the Batmobile, like, despite all of Arkham City's cool stuff, riding the Batmobile is probably the best decision. This is probably one of the best mechanics ever introduced in this game. Arkham, like, this is a lot of stuff, like, the reason why I say Arkham City is the best Batman game, because it technically is. Like, it technically is the best Batman game, even in story, because the story from Arkham Knight is not the best. It's probably the second weakest, it's probably the second weakest, Arkham story. It's probably the second weakest, Arkham story. This game is really good. I feel like its combat system is amazing and satisfying as all heck. I mean, seriously. Anyone who's not tried Arkham Knight's combat system, like, I feel like Arkham Knight, like, it single-handedly kind of, I don't know who came up with the style, or how, because if it, like, Arkham Knight's combat is so good and so satisfying that it kind of feels like, like, it kind of feels like, sorry, excuse me. I don't know. Kind of feels like a whole different type of, they kind of like, yeah, the whole combat system together, even though it is the same thing. Like, you know, press button to counter, press square to attack, press this to do press this to blind or whatever. Like, it's still the same function. It just feels like way better. And riding the Batmobile is fun as all heck. I mean, seriously. I love the Batmobile in this game. I know when this game came out, people were complaining how the Batmobile was like impossible to control. And I don't know if it's just that you know, controller is better for. I don't know if it's just that I've been playing a lot of racing games throughout my life. Like, ever since I was like 5, I've been playing stuff like Burnout 3. So I don't know. I don't know if like if I'm just like good at racing games. I am, but I don't know. I don't know. But I just like control. I find the Batmobile really easy, and it's like satisfying to control. Like, it's really fun just ramming bad guys over. Well, not running them over, but like ramming stuff and just rummaging through the through Arkham, through Gotham City. I almost said Arkham City, but like rummaging through Gotham City. Gotham City, like, this time we actually introduced the Gotham City in its world, and it is really cool. Like, they go for this like kind of like tech noir look, if you know what I mean, like neon look. They kind of go with this neon look. Like Gotham City, and many variations of Batman, you know, I feel like Arkham City, I'm sorry, why do I keep saying Arkham City? Gotham City. I keep feeling like Gotham City is a character in itself. It in every Batman property that is in Gotham City, every single frame that's in Gotham City in like any Batman property should be treating Gotham City as a character, like as a character of its own. You know, not just a city. Like, don't treat it like New York. Don't treat it like New York, where it's just like, you know, it's just like, oh well, there's a few street lights there and then. No, add personality to it, and I don't really feel like it does the best job of adding personality, but I love the look of this game and Arkham City. I'm sorry, Gotham City. That's the last time I'm gonna say it. Last time, Gotham City. That is the I feel like it's Gotham City's look in this game is really special and cool. And you know, it really adds character, especially when you're riding the Batmobile. It just makes, like, with the motion blur, like with the remnants of motion blur and stuff, it just really makes everything look really awesome in this game. So Arkham City is the best Batman game technically, but in my personal opinion, I like Arkham Knight more. Alright. Number 7 for best game of the decade goes to a little game called Spec Ops: The Line. Now, many of the people, you know, watching this video may not know what Spec Ops: The Line is, but I don't know, like, has it gotten mastered on PS4? I'm gonna have to look that up later, but I feel like many of you are going to recognize the cutscene. See that modern. I like to talk about Modern Warfare for like just a second. This is the game that Modern Warfare was trying to be. And that's not, I'm not bashing Modern Warfare. I'm not saying that Oh, I mean, and by the way, when I mean Modern Warfare, I mean the newest Modern Warfare. The one came out this year. Like Modern Warfare, like I'm not saying that's bad or anything. Like it surely has like its disturbing moments, but like definitely has disturbing moments and cool stuff. But this is a this game, Spec Ops: The Line, is like by far the it by far probably, I'm just saying this, out of any third person this year, out of any third person shooter this year, this is probably has the best story. Like, and I mean like the best. It's weird to describe this game because Spec Ops. I'm gonna post a scene and I can't speak. I'm going to post a cutscene of this game in the comments. Since who reads the description. But I'm going to post a link of this game in the comments. So we just watch that scene. So when you watch that scene, just analyze the scene and read the comments on that video. That'll probably help you understand the scene more. But this game, this game's very different from other third-person shooters, as this game actually makes you feel bad for killing people. Like, it actually makes you feel. It actually does not make you feel like a rampaging beast, like any third-person shooter would, like a rampaging monstrous beast who cannot be stopped. No, this game it makes you seem like a monstrous beast, but not in a way, in like a satisfying, cool way. This game makes you feel like a war criminal in all areas. Like this game is deep because who knows? Maybe make like, I don't know, like some sort of. I won't make a video on this game, but the game's pretty deep. Like, it's pretty darn deep in story. It's not really fun per se. Like, this game is definitely not fun per se, but not in a bad way. But the game does that on purpose. Not everything's supposed to be fun. Like, maybe only like see a few moments that are actually fun, but it's in a good way because the game really messes with you. Like, the game really it's, you know what? I'm gonna leave it with this. This is the perfect way to describe this game. A horror game disguised as a military third. That is what this game is. A horror game mixed, disguised under a military third-person shooter. Because this is indeed a psychological horror game that you will not notice it. Like, the game's going to give you signs the whole game, like, okay, this is not what you're expecting it to be. The game gives you all the signs. However, if you're not paying attention, you're gonna get shocked, like, real bad. So, yeah. Alrighty. We're gonna do this, list quicker than I thought. Alright. So, number 5 for best game of the decade goes to MKX. Like, Mortal Kombat X. And see, Mortal Kombat X, this game's made by NetherRealm Studios, alright? So of course people are gonna recognize NetherRealm Studios are the people who who makes the Mortal Kombat game and makes the Injustice game, right? So, but I feel like, and this is just me, right? Out of all of the games they've released, this is probably the best one that did not turn into a total crap storm. Or this is probably the most fun game they've ever released this decade. Like, by far. I mean, like, by far, because I'm gonna start with, let's see, because Injustice 1, like, Injustice 1, first of all, though, that game's friggin' graphics are terrible. And I mean, MK9 came out, let's see, that game came out, what, 2011, or, no, that game came out in 2013. Like, MK9, I don't know when MK9 came out, but it came out before Injustice, but, and that game looks leaps and bounds better than whatever, like, Injustice tried to go, the first Injustice tried to go for that realistic it tried to go for those realistic graphics, MK9's cartoonies, that's probably why it looks way better, because if your game has realistic graphics, it will, unless it's, like, good, like The Last of Us, if it's like The Last of Us, if you try to go for realistic graphics and it does not look like or at least something close to The Last of Us, or even Spec Ops: The Line, the game I mentioned just now, if it even looks something like it's gonna age, like, unless you go for like a cartoon style, it's gonna age. it's gonna look pretty bad. Or MKX. Even MKX looks way leaps and bounds. Like, I feel like every game they released after Injustice looks way better than the first Injustice. Anyway, apart from my tantrum on that, the first Injustice was really fun. It was really fun with, like, really good characters, and that's the thing I like to stress. Like, the first Injustice had really good characters, but, you know, it just, like, I don't know, it's weird because it just felt like after like a while, like, it just felt like the game just really weird, you know what I mean? Like, it's just weird and stuff is just way less impressive, like, especially when comparing to Injustice 2. So I'd like to talk about Injustice 2 for a minute. Injustice 2 is technically a good game. It is a good game, alright? It's a good game. It has pretty good characters, not as good as, I don't feel like not as good as, it doesn't have as big, or, a bit, as big of a roster as something like, you know, something as Injustice 1. But I feel like that game's overall mechanics were overall better. I feel like the way the controls felt were overall better. Like, that game is technically a good game, right? I like the kind of tactical play style of it. Like, I was liking everything I did that game, right? Until I realized, and this was through online, until I realized how many characters could just spam you out with no consequence. And that was the humongous problem with Injustice 2. That is the reason why, like, that's the reason why, like, late last year, probably, I feel like, actually, maybe, like, this time last year, that's probably why this time last year, or maybe even before, like, sometime in summer last year, like, I completely uninstalled this game. Like, completely uninstalled this game. Because that game had way too many characters. I could just spam you out with, like, just zone you out with no consequence at all. And, like, that's why I was like, and after a while, you get tired of that. And really, there were so many characters you could just spam with. I mean, Poison, Ivy, Atrocitus, Deadshot being the obvious one.
Remember the general's words.
And Deadshot, Green Lantern to a degree, Cyborg to a degree. Like Cyborg was probably the least of them. Like you most likely wouldn't get spammed out by a Cyborg, but Brainiac would just do impossible. And like, I'm not talking about Brainiac. I'm not gonna talk about Brainiac yet. Let's see. Am I forgetting anyone else? I probably am. I'm thinking real hard. Shoot. Well, who knows? I think that might be it. I think that might be it. No, I'm sorry. That's definitely not it. Superman. You can spam someone out. You can zone someone out with Superman. Like there were more than that. Like a bunch of Dr. Fate could zone you out really good, really dang good, because his things have like the way his projectile would shoot would be at a downwards angle, so you technically couldn't jump over it, and there was technically no way to avoid it because it wouldn't go over your head. It wouldn't go over your head, and if you try to jump it, that thing would hit the edge of your feet. That thing would like hit your toes, and so you immediately just get knocked over and take damage. There was no way to avoid it either. Like Dr. Fate was extremely annoying. Like there were like a ton of characters that could just zone you out, and it was like, what the heck? That's why I installed it, and probably will never reinstall it ever. Especially, like I don't even think I have the disc anymore for that game. Like to be honest, like that's how much I just completely disowned that game. Like I just got so tired of it. Like I'm like, you know what? I can't take this anymore. Like I don't even know if I have. I think I like lost the disc for it too. Like that's just how much I just did not care about this game. And so that is why. Oh wait, I forgot. MK11. All right, MK11 is also a good game. It's better than Injustice 2 at parts. It's better than Injustice 2 at parts. First of all, you cannot get zoned out. You cannot get people can't just, in most situations, people cannot just zone you out without consequence. Many characters in this game have to teleport. Unlike Injustice 2, where only like a select few characters had teleports, only like a select few characters had teleports, and some had teleports the game won't even tell you about. Some of the teleports the game won't even tell you about, but like yeah, like people have, yeah, people a lot of people in MK11 have teleports. Like a lot of people can or have the potential to have or you can equip teleports. The problem with MK11, like I'll tell you like the real problem. Like MK11 technically fixes all the problems I was just talking about with Injustice 2, right? But the problem with it is that I just don't feel that like his characters are interesting, like very interesting to play. The game does not have much replay value. The game barely has any replay value. Like if you were to play this game, I bet you would have only played this game with friends. Injustice 2, I did play by myself. I will give Injustice 2 this. When I was playing, I could play Injustice 2 by myself or without friends. Right? Like I could play Injustice MK11. I could play Injustice 2 without, you know, like with someone. I could play Injustice 2 like without like having to have someone else. But with this game, it's just no, sir. I just MK11 is barely any replay value. And so let me talk about MKX. MKX. I've been talking about other games this whole time. MKX has none of the problems that I just listed. none of the problems that it barely has any of the problems that I just listed for all these other games, right? It has plenty of replay value. Heck, I played that game for like almost the whole month of April. I was just solely playing that game for some reasons, you know, like that game had replay value though. Like, you know, my old PS4 would crash a lot, so that was pretty much the only game I could really play. But I never really got tired of it. Like, that game has a ton of replay value. Its graphics are incredible. Its characters are amazing. Like, its characters are amazing. That's also a problem with MK11. MK11's characters are not the best. They are not the best at all. And I loved all the DLCs, but Predator, Alien, Jason, Leatherface, like, friggin' Triborg, too? Friggin' Triborg. Who else? Oh, crap. Shoot. Crap. There's another character in that game that, I'll probably look him up after in editing, like, put his name on the screen about now. But like the rock guy, the guy who has rock powers, yes, I forgot his name for now, but I'll probably look it up and it'll probably come to me and I'll put it in editing. But I love all DLC characters for that game, and the main characters, like, Boraicho as well. Boraicho as well was really fun to play for me. I really love Boraicho. Like, almost every character in MKX, I either loved right off the bat or grew to love. Friggin', there's many characters in MKX that are in MK11 that are just not, or have way less to do. Like, Johnny Cage has way less to do in MK11 than he did in X. I mean, like, friggin' for real. Heck, I might have to reinstall that game and probably just play it. I'll probably just, like, play that game. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna reinstall that game. I'm gonna reinstall that game and play it, since, you know, it does not have many characters who can zone you out. I mean, there's a few characters I can think of, but, like, not many characters can, like, zone you out, like, completely. And like, you do have counters. You do have counter zoners, like, people who completely counter zone, people who have armor and stuff like that. Like, there are ways to get rid of zoners, and the screen is, like, you can quickly get in as well. Like, and it is super fast, super action paced. Like, MKX is really, by far, I think it's definitely, like, my favorite fighting game of the decade. Like, definitely. Alright, so that was number 6. Alright, so now to move on to number 5 for my favorite first-person shooter of the entire decade, and that honor goes to Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 is a game I love. Titanfall 2. I love Titanfall 2. That is my favorite game of the decade. Titanfall, like, and it's weird because, like, I technically like titles like the Battlefield games, Battlefield 4, Battlefield 1. You know, like, those are technically better games, and I technically like those more. But there's just something about Titanfall 2. I don't know if it's just the action, the fast-pacedness, the cool, the Titans, the like the cool mods and attributes, the customization system. I like a full-blown customization system like that's diverse, and I somehow have not seen it in another first-person shooter. Like, I friggin' like customization system that deep in another first-person shooter since. Seriously, after Titanfall 2, it just seems like that level of customization just died all of a sudden, because I didn't see it in any other game. Now all you can do is like in first-person shooters now, or like customize your friggin' gun, and maybe and skins. They have skins now. What skins are fine and dandy, but that's only one thing where you can full on like customize your character. Like full on customize your character. Like that's awesome. Like the wall running in this game, the grappling hook, the different classes, the abilities. Again, the grappling hook. The freaking different Titan variations, bro. That were extremely unique and diverse. I mean, Titanfall 2 is pretty much. Oh, and I haven't even gotten to the story mode. The story mode is beautiful. I think it's the best. It's like, listen. Spec Ops: The Line is the best story I've ever seen in a third-person shooter, right? Titanfall 2 story is the best story I have seen in a first-person shooter. Fight me. Fight me. This, like, the mission involving time travel is, whoever thought of that, seriously, whoever thought of that idea needs to get a raise. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. They need to get a raise. They need to get a raise, because that is one of the best ideas for a level, for a mission I have ever seen in my life. Like, that is probably one of, if not the best idea I've ever seen for a mission or idea. Like, the way that mission is just overall put together is just incredible. You know what I mean? It's just incredible, y'all. I'll also link my stream in the description. I'll link my stream in the description of the story mode playthrough, the campaign playthrough, since it is really like something to behold. I adore the story mode for this game. My gosh. So sorry, I just got real passionate about this. I get real passionate about this game because, like EA really is a terrible company if they screwed a game like this over by releasing it in between Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Battlefield 1. I have not seen such betrayal ever. Alright? Ever. So, anyway, we got through that one quick. Alright. Now we are getting into the top 4. Now we are getting into my absolute favorite of the favorites. Alright? Like, this, seriously, stuff that I love. I will pretty much actually might fight someone who says this is bad. So, you may have noticed that I've not included any horror games on this list. And there is a reason for that, because I do not, like, play many horror games. I really don't. I really don't play many horror games. But I'll tell you this. And to be honest, this game doesn't technically count as a game. Like, this is not technically a game. Like, and believe me, I will have honorable mentions, but believe me, friggin' PT is a demo. It's a demo. It's a. And I originally wasn't gonna put this on the list until I saw this video that pretty much reveals, and I'll link it in the description. I'll link it in the description because this is really interesting. But a video of pretty much someone modded the game so that, you can actually go outside and, like, explore the outside world of Silent Hills. And just to show how much detail went into one demo, just shows how amazing this game was going to be, and how deeply thought out this game was going to be. This game was and was going to be. So, you know what? Like the game is just walking through hallways the whole time, just walking through hallways. But like this one demo. This is a demo. People, it was a demo, and the demo didn't even represent the final product. It was just a demo. It was practically an alpha, but it changed the whole horror gaming industry forever. All the clones, all the, like, even stuff like Resident Evil 7 was inspired by this game, and you can tell just by the way that game portrays its atmosphere. Just by the way that game its atmosphere is, you can just tell how it was inspired by this game. And like the Evil Within 2 or whatever, like you can tell how inspired this game, how inspired those games were. Like Outlast, like you can freaking just Outlast 2, I should say. You could tell how inspired those games were, man. Like really. And so the top 3, I'll reveal the top 3 right after this. Alright, sorry about that cut, guys. Just had to do something, you know, I had to give myself some more time. So, I'm gonna start hurrying up now. You know, friggin' PT is by far one of the best games of the decade. But it's weird because I just changed my answer for top 4. So, I still love PT. That will be in like the honorable mention, but I'm gonna have to put you honorable mentions because I just remembered a little game called Mad Max, and like this, it released in 2015, of course, tying up with the movie Mad Max Fury Road. And so I'm like, you know, you think it'd just be like this you know, this movie tie-in game or whatever, and this game managed to be its own thing, and it was so good. Like I'll probably post some more videos. I'll probably like reinstall and post some more videos, but Mad Max is like an extremely fun game. It's extremely fun. Like no joke, it's extremely fun. And like really, like the only reason why I installed it at the time is because I was like first of all, it was free, and second of all, I was like, like, you know, I didn't have Just Cause 3 at the time, so I was like, and I was seeing all these videos online about, you know, car chases and huge car chases, and I was like, oh man, I want to have a game with car chases. So I was like, you know what, let me just install this game called Mad Max since it's free, and it's about car chases. I'm like, oh, why not? And you know what? I stuck with that. Okay, so you wanna know what's weird? Over that one cut, I've just changed my whole mind about what number 4 will be. Friggin' like Mad Max and all that. Like, this is a game called Mad Max, right? So at first I just thought it was like a little, you know, like movie tie-in game, you know, nothing special, right? And I thought that like for a few years in like 2015, I was like, and it wasn't until like last year when I decided to buy it, and I was like, cause I wanted a little car chase video of my own. Actually, I think it was this year. I don't think it was even that soon. It was like this year. That I was like, you know what? Let me finally get this game because, you know, I was looking at, I didn't have Just Cause 3 at the time. I only got that game like a month ago, so I was like, I want a car chase video to post on my channel. So I'm just searched through, you know, my library, see what I have, and I had Mad Max in my library because I actually bought this game like a few years ago, but I didn't play it at all. Like I bought it for absolutely free, and I didn't play it. So I was like, you know what? Let me just give this game a try. I bought it for my car chase videos, and I stayed because of the game. The game, the game somehow takes, this game somehow takes a direct rip-off of Arkham Knight's, I'm sorry, the Arkham series combat system, right? They take, like, it's a completely rip-off, right? But it's still so, but
We're almost in control.
what can I say, y'all? Like, it somehow completely rips it off and makes it better and more satisfying. I didn't know that was possible. But, like, the difference between this game and something like Arkham Knight is that, you know, Arkham Knight is very satisfying and all that. It's very satisfying and all that, but Mad Max, bro, like, you can, like, hear the bones, like, cracking and stuff like that. It's just, like, usually, like the sound design is so good. You, like, pick up wrenches and you hear, like, their face being smashed in and all that. Like, it's very satisfying in a messed up way. Like, it's not like Arkham Knight where you hear, like, we get, like, these comic booky kind of sounding, sounds, like, you get these, like, pounding sounds and all that. Like, it's kind of satisfying in a very brutal way, but it's still satisfying nonetheless. Yeah, it's just awesome. Like, it really is just awesome. Again, it just looked like a little tie-in, you know, movie for, I'm sorry, a little tie-in game for, you know, the friggin' movie, Mad Max Fury Road.
We're dominating the battlefront.
You know, like, it just looked like this little tie-in game, and I was like, oh, this is a little tie-in game, but it's probably gonna be like some cheap game that, you know, it's probably just gonna be some cheap stuff. I'm not really interested, but I'm just get it because it's free. I'm just get it because it's free. I tend to do that sometimes. I just get something just because it's free. Like, just no real care in the world. I just get something because it's free. Free. Oh, by the way, speaking of free, let's get on to the best of the best. These are the games that I love the most. So we are getting on to number 3. Again, sorry for the cut, guys, but Matt, like, I got the game because, you know, I wanted a car chase of my own. I wanted to make a car chase videos, and I didn't know how cheap Just Cause 3 was, you know. Yeah, I didn't feel like going through the trouble of buying Just Cause 3. Like, it feels weird, but, like, I know it sounds weird, but just deal with it for a minute. Friggin', like, but Mad Max, though, if for real, is one of the best, it's for real one of the best, like, I freaking stayed, it stayed with me, man, because the combat was really good. Even though it pretty much is a ripoff of, like, the Arkham series combat, it's still really, like, it was like a more brutal version, believe it or not. Like, you know, break it, like, when you, like counter Mad Max would, like, break bones and stuff. It just felt more satisfying because, you know, they actually, like, break bones and you hear the crack, and the sound design was really good, and, like, you could grab wrenches and stuff and just bash their heads over with them, or you, like, you can pretty much just do whatever you want in this game, and I love it, and the graphics are oh my gosh, the game is so good, it's so good, it's so good, it really is, like, it's really good. I completed story mode, man, like, I bought it just because I wanted to do some car chases and, like, put out some videos, and I kept it because, like, the game was just really engaging and fun and awesome. It's just, it was way better than I expected it to be. Way better than I expected it to be. Like, it really is an underrated game of this year. A decade. It really is, like, probably, like, top 10 underrated games of this decade. Alright, now we're moving on to number 3, my top 3. Alright, almost done. So, what goes in number 3 is a game called Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn makes number 3 on my list because it is one of the most unique, awesome gaming concepts. It's one of the most unique, awesome concepts that can translate to gaming ever. Like freaking robot dinosaurs just roaming the place, and like really, this game is sick. Like Aloy, I love the character of Aloy. I'll admit, its story is decent. And that final boss is infuriating. Seriously, that final boss of Horizon Zero Dawn is one of the hardest things I've ever played. It is one of the hardest things I've ever played. You know, it's just one of the hardest things I've ever played in my life. Yeah, so I'm like, shoot, what am I gonna do? Like, just freaking one of the most infuriating stuff I've ever played in my life. Like, surprisingly infuriating. But again, this open world concept is this concept. It translates so. They translate this thing so well to gaming that it looks like that. This is, oh my gosh, it's just really good. So good. It is so good. Just the way the game, like the world of this game this is probably one of the best gaming worlds I have ever played in my life. People. This is by far my top 3 favorite gaming worlds in this whole decade. Alright? This game is incredible. It's incredible. Alright. So I wanna keep moving. Let's keep moving. So I'm almost out of film. So let's keep moving. Spider-Man. I already spoiled it, but you know, number 2 on my list is Marvel Spider-Man PS4. I just call it Spider-Man PS4, but Spider-Man PS4 is the best Spider-Man game ever made. Bite me, and it initially, like, by far one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Like, holy cow! This is probably, and this is also, I feel like this is the best Peter Parker / Spider-Man I've ever seen, ever. Like, come out of like movies, comics, especially movies. This is the best one by far. The fact that also, I like to brag for a minute. The fact that a video game pretty much made a better Spider-Man than all these professional writers and directors in Hollywood who've been working their butts off. Like, by the way, no disrespect to Sam Raimi. No disrespect. All the disrespect to Mark Webb. But, like, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire. Like, I'm sorry, y'all just don't compare. Hold up. Sorry for another awkward cut. Yeah, sorry for all these awkward cuts. But, anyway, like, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, none of them compare. None of them compare to this Peter Parker / Spider-Man right here. The combat of this game somehow manages to do better than both Mad Max and the Arkham games with this combat style. Like Mad Max and all of the Arkham games with this combat style. This is probably the best I've seen of it. The different combos you can possibly do in this game, like the different combos like you can do in this game, and I'm not even talking about MK11 that's playing on screen right now. I'm talking about freaking Spider-Man. I'm talking about Spider-Man PS4 right now. Like, the different like combos, like you do different stuff in the webs and stuff. Like this is by far one of my, like, you know, I was excited for this game, and it paid off wonderfully. In fact, I paid this game with my own money. I bought the physical copy and everything. I was excited for this game, and I love it. I loved it, and just top 2 of the decade, top 2, my favorite, my second favorite game of the decade. Now, here it is. The moment of truth. And before I get to my number 1, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to say a few honorable mentions. I'm gonna go through this quickly. Cuphead, honorable mention. By far one of the best games I played. By far one of the most frustrating experiences I have played this whole friggin' decade. Who knows? I'm about to get Sekiro, so you know. But by far one of the most infuriating games of the decade. But its art style and all of that, and like the friggin' effort that went into this game, and the fact it's just really good. Like, despite my anger, with this game is really good. So I like to give some honorable mention with that. I also like to give some games I've not played yet. Jedi Fallen Order. I've been hearing this game is like Dark Souls Star Wars Edition. Personally, I call it Sekiro Star Wars Edition, since, you know, this game kind of looks faster than Dark Souls. The game kind of looks a bit too fast for Dark Souls, but you know, I've seen my friends play it. I have not gotten to like really experience it yet, but you know, I've seen also my friends play it, and it looks really good. So I'm placing it here, you know, but I'm getting it for Christmas, so yeah. Sekiro. So Sekiro is also on this list. I'm also getting this for Christmas. So yeah, let's get on with this. Let's get on with this. Alright, so number one of this list is God of War. God of War 2018. Best video game I've ever played in my life. Best video game I've ever played in my life. Best one. Best video game I've ever played in my whole stinking life. I am not joking right now. I am not playing right now. This God of War, like, just the freaking story alone. If the story was this good alone, like, the story is masterful. Probably the best story I don't know. But this is probably, like, I don't know, top 3 stories of the year. Top 2 stories of the year. Top 2 stories of the year. But like, it's like right behind Spider-Man, and that's only because I'm a Spider-Man fan. Like, friggin' amazing story. Oh my gosh, the friggin' combos, the combat in this game is way better than it needs to be. Seriously, for a game like this, for a mainly story-based game like this, like kind of linear, the combat style is not linear in the slightest. All the different things you can do, like combos, like you can, like, you know, you can like use the blades of Atreus or whatever, and like for the freaking, like, you know, throw them in the air a few times, and then freaking use our battle axe, your Leviathan axe, to like throw them at them, and then do another combo and like do a special move and like all that, and it's freaking amazing. It's awesome. Play God of War. You know, play all the top 3 games I just listed. Play all of them. I don't. Play all of them. Daggone it. I don't want to hear that you did not play one of them. All right. So yeah, guys, that's my list. Got really passionate during the end. I'm running out of time, but yeah. So sorry, this is a long video, but I hope my commentary kept you interested. And so thank you guys for listening. Subscribe to Long Games Guy, like the video, and good.